Hello and welcome to another edition of AttractWell Office Hours. I'm Coach Ashley, and today I'm so excited to be with you for the final office hours session of 2023. Today we're going to be talking about how to migrate your courses and programs from other platforms to AttractWell. This is a very in-depth tutorial that I'm going to go through here. I'll be sure to provide you a copy of the slides so that you can reference the workflow that we go through today. I do have some slides that I've prepared to take you through the entire process. We're going to talk about best practices. We're going to talk about your order of operations. And of course, we can take questions in Q&A as well throughout this call so that we can address any kind of nuances and intricacies that may be associated with how you prefer to operate your course or program. If you're unfamiliar with what I'm talking about, no worries, you're also in the right place. Here at AttractWell, we cover all of the bases for anyone who is an expert at what they do, at who sells their information and works with clients. So if you are a coach, a consultant, a course creator, you want to run group programs, memberships, you want to sell books, whatever it is that you do, there's a way for you to brand yourself, get yourself out there, sell what it is that you do, serve your clients well, and scale your business under one roof. So if you don't love paying for 27 different platforms and trying to keep them all running together, you're in the right place with AttractWell. I hope that you enjoy what you find here today. I am here by myself and not in my normal space. I'm normally at home in New York. I've been out for the holidays, currently in Atlanta and going home tomorrow. Where in the world are you? Head over into the chat and let me know. Greg is with family today. They actually had family over and got snowed in because he's in Fargo, and that's what happens this time of year and a lot of the year, apparently. Anyhow, excited to have you here. By the way, I did have a little bit of issue on a previous call today with my audio. So if you guys catch something going wonky, it's just me here today. Please run over to the chat and tell me that there's something going on, and I'll be able to address that quickly. So again, welcome. We're so thrilled to have you here today. This is a call that we offer every Thursday at 2 p.m. US Eastern Time, and it's an opportunity for you to learn. Today, we are talking very specifically about very techie stuff, but a lot of what we do here covers really not necessarily techie stuff. So regardless of where you are in the process, we've got something for you, whether it be on our YouTube channel and of course on our platform. So again, welcome. We're excited to have you. I'm going to pop out a video so that we can get into these slides that I have prepared for you today. And then we will absolutely get into some screen sharing and really digging into the meat of what I am discussing with examples. So without further ado, all right, we are learning how to migrate your courses and programs to AttractWell today. So we are going to, of course, as I mentioned, we're going to learn how to migrate those courses and programs over to AttractWell. We'll talk about best practices. And again, we will share some space at the close of these slides to really talk about sort of what yours might look like on AttractWell, because you really do want to create a user experience that reflects what you have in mind. And you can design exactly the user experience that you want with our platform. We'll talk about a workflow to move stuff over. And then finally, as always, live help and Q&A. We offer that every single week here, and we do have one person signed up for a live review. Now, if you are watching this as a replay or in our Facebook group, you can go to attractwell.com/office hours to get on the list to join one of these future calls. And if you'd like to work together, whether that's reviewing your work, your strategy, just getting hands-on help if you're struggling with something on your own, you can go to attractwell.com/work review and we can get hands-on on a call just like this one. And if you would like even more help, if you'd like for someone to do some of this stuff for you, or maybe other things that your business needs, you can go to attractwell.com/concierge to learn about our team and get yourself a quote. Now, who here has a course or program on another platform that you are looking to migrate? Where is it and what's the course? What is it that you have set up on another platform, and what are you hoping to move over? Let us know in the chat. All right, so today we're going to go into our best practices first. So this is generally speaking for the purpose of migration, saving you headaches, and of course, saving you time. First things first, if you have already sold this course or program and you are currently serving people with it, you may already know this, but if you've never done this before, please make sure that if somebody has already purchased from you, that they retain their experience while you build them the new one. Now, what I'm going to share with you is the most expedient path to being able to release your other platforms that you have so that you're solely on AttractWell. But while you are in this phase of migration, do make sure that you keep your existing customers where you have them for now, and even make sure that you are keeping those links what they already were so that people are able to access what they paid for easily. If people have already paid us, we want to keep them happy, right? First priority. Then I want you to also make sure that you've set up just the basic stuff on your AttractWell site. Now, you don't have to go and build a web page. You don't need to actually even have a website created at all. You could have a simple placeholder or even just the My Story and photo filled out, and you'll be good to go for this piece. But you do want to make sure you go in and set up your fonts and colors, because you want to make sure that your branding is consistent throughout your site, including in your member area. So make sure that you've set up those basics on your site. That's your fonts and colors, maybe your brand logo, etc. Get that bare minimum set up. And then you're going to be downloading and migrating your content in batches from your existing platform and over to AttractWell. This is the first order of business. This is the stuff that you're actually providing people. The course or program is the structure, but this is the content, right? This is what they've been sold. Then I want you to make sure that as you are downloading from that platform, sometimes when you download a file, the name of it can get a little wonky, right? It may rename it in the system and it may just be a bunch of numbers, right? And not words, or maybe it's got a bunch of underscores or just, whatever it might look like. Be mindful as you're downloading your content, so this would be video, for example, for module 1, make sure that you are naming all of module 1's videos as module 1 and whatever the additional name of maybe the lesson is, right? You want to make sure that you're naming your files accordingly. If you've got a PDF that is from module 1, lesson 2, name that PDF after you've downloaded it with module 1, lesson 2, or the name of whatever that file might be. Then you'll actually, in AttractWell, be building out the class first, then the vault that the class belongs in, and then finally, you would be able to add those existing customers that you may have to that vault, right? And this is why it's not important for you to have a website on AttractWell yet if you're migrating. They just need to be able to go to your member area, log in, and get what they paid for, right? After that's done, then you can add your payment details to the vault, create your sales or checkout page. Basically, for anyone who would purchase access to this content in perpetuity, that's more of a closer to the end, final step. And then finally, as you have completed your migration of all of these things over to AttractWell, your last step would be to reassign any URLs. So if you, for instance, are redirecting to the sales page maybe has its own URL, you're going to want to make sure that that points to AttractWell as opposed to your previous platform. Or if you've got a specific URL you want to send to your member area, etc. That's a final step. Again, just making sure that any links that folks might have saved or that you might have floating out there on social media or in other places, that'll allow people to migrate to where they need to be to get what they want from you. All right. So here's our migration workflow. Now, mind you, I am going to go over this in a slide format. This is going to be very black and white, step 1, step 2, step 3. And I'm going to show you some screenshots of what this looks like in the same order after I go through this slide here. And then of course, we'll be able to go and explore the platform afterward and click around, and I can show you where all of these things are. I just want to make sure I can really draw your attention to the most important information in order. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is go to your existing course platform and download all of your course content files. Okay, that's going to be your videos, it's your PDFs, audios, images even that you might be using. Make sure that you've got all of those downloaded from your existing platform. And remember your naming convention here. When you're migrating, how you name your files will make or break whether or not this is successful or frustrating or absolutely smooth and fantastic, right? So make sure that you are naming things appropriately and keeping a consistent naming convention throughout when you're downloading from your existing platform, right? As you download your videos, a note that when you have videos in AttractWell, We don't currently have, and this may change in the future, we don't currently have the ability to select your thumbnail from the video that you've uploaded. It will auto select one for you, and it'll even make it like an animated GIF if you want. But if you want to have a specific thumbnail for the video, it's going to be important for you to go ahead and grab that and create that if you don't have one already. Right. So that may be just taking a screenshot from your existing video. That works well. You could also, if you use slides, simply download that particular page of your slides as an image. That's typically my preference. And I'll actually do this as a workflow, just as an idea for you guys. I would take the same slide deck that you might use for your content in these lessons and just create an entire slide deck of just the thumbnails, and then just have that as an all-in-one, download all of them or save all of them to your device as images, and then you can batch upload those and use them where needed in AttractWell. All right, so when you are uploading to your content library, this is my recommended flow here. You're going to use collections first. This is a feature that in AttractWell allows you to sort of file away and keep things organized in terms of videos. So we do have a drag and drop feature. I'll show you what that looks like in a second. But go ahead and give it a name, your collection. So name it for your course. Right? So these will be all of the videos for this course, or it could be all of the videos for module 1 of your course. You get to choose how fine-grained that is. Generally speaking, if you don't have an enormous volume of videos to move over, you can get away with just having one collection for the entire course or program. All right. Also, again, noting those thumbnails. If you created them already, this is the time after you've uploaded all of those videos to your AttractWell Video Manager with their collection name. You can go through each one and attach those, upload those images to use as your thumbnails. Then I want you to create an outline of your existing course. And this is really just a basic word processor outline. I'll show you an example in just a moment. And I want you to go through your course or program on the existing platform and copy and paste all of your lesson copy into it, including things like your discussion prompts. So module titles, lesson titles, and then any written copy that you're using. We're just going to put that into an outline format so that it's really easy to migrate into AttractWell. Then you will use the class creator tool in AttractWell, and there is an outline option, and this is going to make your life super easy and simple. We're going to use the outline tool, and then you'll actually build it out with those titles and the copy from that outline that we've just created. And you have the option to go ahead and create a vault at the same time. And again, I'll show you this in just a second. After we've done that, we're going to edit our class, and we're going to add any videos, downloads, all of those things that we've already uploaded to our AttractWell platform, and make any kind of modifications that we need to those individual lessons. Then we can finish setting up the class, and that's going to be doing things like determining whether or not someone is going to be able to access all the content at once, maybe one a day, one lesson a day, maybe they're released on specific dates, maybe they have to complete one before the other, or do homework, whatever that might look like. At this point, you can apply those settings and then apply any branding and automations you choose to use. And then the final step is to brand and set up your vault. And so that's, for those of you who don't know, just a really quick overview. Your member area is a password protected space on your website. And your member area holds things called vaults. Those vaults can hold courses, programs, memberships, etc. And inside of those vaults, you can have things like classes, which is the bulk of what we've been talking about here today, which is the sequential or otherwise organized place that you keep your content, such as video and downloads. All right. Finally, here, you can brand and set up that vault. And then if your course or program has additional features, such as a discussion room or pages, things like that, those can be added at that point as well. The most difficult or time-consuming piece of migration from another platform to AttractWell is going to be in the creation of the online course that delivers any of your video content in an organized fashion. So know that once you've got that piece completed, you are more than halfway done, well over more than halfway done. And then it's just a matter of tweaking everything so that you're providing the experience that you want. Now, this is what it looks like. So first, you're going to be uploading your videos, like I mentioned. If you have downloaded all of them from your existing platform, they should all be inside of a file on your computer, right? So all of the videos for your entire course could be inside of a file on your computer. So what you're going to do is go to your videos, to your video manager in AttractWell, go ahead and name a collection. So give it the name of your course. Or if you're going to be doing this one module at a time, then you're going to just name it for your course name and your module name. And then you can select all of those videos and just drop them right here. Okay, now they will upload with the names that you've given them. That's why that naming convention before we get started is so important. And they will automatically upload with this collection name, which will be very good for you moving forward, because as you add more content, you'll be able to easily sort out what goes where. It'll be organized. All right, so just definitely make sure when you're bulk uploading your videos that you are giving it a collection name first. Then of course you can drag and drop all of that video content here. Once they are done uploading, you'll be able to actually go into each of these videos and assign the thumbnail that you want for it as well. So you can do that one by one once you have them all uploaded here. Now, this is an example of what outlining your course would look like. Again, I want you to keep it super, super simple. Top of the page, you've got the actual, you see, you're calling it course outline and then the name of the course or the program. And then you've got module one, perhaps the name of module one, as opposed to just calling it module one. If you name it something differently, then that's what you would put here. The name of the first lesson. This example is welcome. And then you're going to copy and paste from your existing platform your lesson copy. So that's going to be, watch the video above to learn how to XYZ, and don't forget to grab the workbook from the download section, right? So that would be lesson copy. And then discussion prompt. If you're using discussion on your lessons, you are going to add that prompt here. So leave a comment below and tell me what you did for this step, right? That's what that would be. So you see how our structured outline here is going to be module at the top level, right? Module name, top level. Second level, lesson name. Third level, lesson copy, discussion prompt. And we're going to repeat this for our entire course or program. And I'm going to show you how this makes your life crazy easy here in this next slide. We have an outline class creator tool in AttractWell. So if you go to your member area settings in your dashboard, look for online classes and add a new one, you will see these three options. Now, because we are migrating, we're going to choose this one in the middle. It's going to make things work a lot faster than either of the other options. So click the one in the middle from my own outline, and then you'll see a screen like this one. Now, at the very top here, we're going to create a new vault and add the class to it. And this is just going to save you an extra step and worrying about how to figure out, how to make a vault and add this class to it. It'll do it for you. So create a new vault and add the class to it, and then just give it the name of your course or program. Now down here where you see course title, this is going to be where you put the actual name for this part of your client experience. So for you, it may be that you call this course modules. It could be that this is your 14-day challenge, and then you have day 1, day 2, etc. In these subsequent categories here, right? So now I want you to add the names of your modules, and see, this actually reflects exactly what I showed you in the previous slide with the outline, right? So we've got the name of our module, we've got the name of our lesson, we've got our description for the lesson or the copy for the lesson. And then in this case, we are allowing discussion, and we're just going to copy and paste that from our outline straight into this class creator tool. So do this for your entire course or program, exactly as you have it set up on the other platform, except you have moved it to a word processor so that you can very easily pop it right into here. Now, once you hit create class, that's that button right here in the top center. Once you hit create class, after you've created all of this stuff, you've done all the copy and paste, you then have your class made. And now it's time to just go in and make those modifications. So this is what it looks like. So you'll see here's module 1, and you could scroll through in this screen right here down to module 2 and see the names of all of the different lessons and their settings, right? So when we click on one of them, this is where we're going to actually go ahead and upload our video. So you can see lesson video here. You'll click there and you'll be able to go and quickly, because you added it to a collection, find the video for this particular lesson and attach it right here. You do have additional settings here. You don't have to apply them yet. We can get to those at a later step. We also want to scroll a little bit down in the lesson if we need to make any modifications to our instructions or the content here. And again, this is what's going to show up underneath the video inside of this interface. So if you, for instance, want to hyperlink something, this is going to be the place to do it because it's a full text editor. If there's other things that you want to show or share, maybe additional videos that you want to display on the same page, this is where you would add that stuff. Okay. Now, if you have downloads that you want to show up in the downloads section, you'll be able to add those underneath the lesson instructions and content. And all you have to do is click, and then you can actually attach those directly from your device right here. And again, if you have renamed the files appropriately, they're going to look really nice when they show up because they will retain that name and it will display to the folks who are inside of here with the publish interface, taking advantage of your course or program. And then finally, at the bottom, if you are choosing to allow discussion on your lessons, this is where you can check or uncheck this. Of course, if you did that in the upload of the outline in a previous step, you may have already finished this, right, as I have here. But if there's more that you want to add, you want to change color, font size, font weight, add URLs, etc. If there's more editing modifications you want to make here, then you could certainly do that and save your changes and move on to the next lesson where you can add your video and make these modifications, add your files to the download section, etc. And you would repeat this for all the lessons that you are importing over from another platform. Finally, once you have all of those set up, the content of the individual lessons, you can then decide how you want your folks to experience this. And you should obviously reflect the experience that you have already set up on another platform. So if they have to access these in order, then you would select that. You can have them drip out over a certain number of days, depending on how, again, that might have been set up previously for you on another platform. But you can even get date specific if you wish, if this is something that's maybe a challenge or a program that you're maybe relaunching here that you've done previously on another platform. And then, of course, you have the option for people to graze and peruse at their liking if you choose the all are unlocked setting. So make sure that you modify that. And then you can further modify the experience for each lesson. So here you can add an image to appear as opposed to or in addition to the title of the lesson. So if you want to have a very graphic interface, then you could actually add images for each of these lessons and they would show up in that list. Here you can quickly also see which lessons have discussion enabled or require instructor approval or homework, and you can make those modifications from right here in bulk on the class editor screen. Now, once you have all of your lesson content and the experience for the lesson content outlined, you're going to want to get the class set up for your branding, right? So this is the visual experience for when people are in there. So maybe there's a cover photo that you would have used previously, maybe a logo or main photo for this course or program. You can add those here, a short class summary and about punch up for the class. This is something that you could add here as well. And this again is going to be very similar to what you would have had on another platform. And then finally, to finish the experience for this class, you're going to choose any of the automation and notification settings that you desire. So if you want to be notified after someone completes the class, or you want to automatically send an email to them after they complete the class, or if you want an entirely new automation to apply, where perhaps they're removed from this vault and added to a new one, or a campaign is applied to them, or they're tagged differently, or whatever you want that function to be or do, you would attach that automation here as well. All right. Now, once that class is complete, and that is our first step, right, is to get everything into your online class so that we could put it into a vault so that we can add people to it, right? So now we're going to go find that vault that was created when we created our class. And you can see its name of course or program, just as I put it when we created our class from the outline feature. Once you have, you find this in your list of vaults, you're going to edit the vault. So click edit or just click the title. And you can then go into the setup and you can see that this vault already has content. It has those course modules that we've created. Here you have a lot of the similar options that you would have in your class for things like branding. So here again, you could replace or have, in addition to the title, have an image for the course modules. And I can show you some examples of what this looks like when we get into some screen sharing here in a bit as well. But this is also where we would be able to add additional content. So if we hit the add content button here, this is where we can add another page. So if you want to have a page that maybe has a schedule of our live calls, if that's something that you're doing, maybe it also has the replays. We do have templates for Vault pages for things like that. Maybe you want a guide page that walks them through everything that's offered here. Maybe there's even a page in here with an intake form for calls, private calls with you. Right? So there's all kinds of options for what you can add here, depending on the experience that you want to recreate from your previous platform. So you do have that ability here to add additional content. All right. And I believe that is, let's see, that's it for the slides that I have created here. From there, let's go take a look on the platform itself. Feel free to add any questions that you guys might have as they're coming up for you. And I will do my best to grab those and address those as they are coming in. All right, so this is our class list in AttractWell. I wanted to show you real quick in like where everything is. So you have your whole menu here. These are all collapsible. And actually right now, I really just want to be in my content library. So for videos, and that's going to be really the bulk, the biggest thing that you're moving in. You can select or drop videos right here, but remember, before you do that, add a collection here so that any video that you drag and drop at the same time is going to have that name for your course or program. And you can actually see these are videos that we've already uploaded, and you can actually click to change thumbnail. And all that's really going to do is you're either going to use the default thumbnail or you could choose a custom one. And that'll just allow you to upload from your existing images, which you could absolutely use existing images that you have. Or of course, you can add a new one or go over to Canva using our Canva button and create something or import something there. So that's your first step, is to go in and get all those videos set up the way that you want them in your files manager. Over here, this isn't a collection based, but it is searchable. So just again, make super sure that you're very clear on what those downloads names are and that they look good, right? So you can actually see, this, for instance, is not a very good looking download. However, this one here is very clear what this one is, right? So you just want to make sure that as you're adding any of those downloads for your course or program, that they are named in a way that would look really nice when published. So you'll save yourself time by doing that on your device. And then you can, again, bulk drag and drop. So those are all here. Going back over here, we can get out of our content library, head to our member area and to classes. When we go to add, you can add from your own outline. This is where I said, create a new vault and add a class to it. I gave my vault a name, and then I start adding my lessons. Now note that as you're adding, this is your copy and paste from that outline. These are not going to be rich text enabled, right? So you're not going to be able to make bold or italic or, make clickable text right in this space here, but you can get the bulk of what you need done here, and that's an easy copy paste job. And then of course, once you've got this class created, you've added all of the lessons and modules that you wish. If you add them out of order, you can drag them around. Then you create the class, and then it'll take you straight to the class where you can edit it. I've already done that, so let me go find that here. I think this might be it. It is perfect. So yeah, this is where you're going to go in, and anything that you've already put here, we can actually go grab our video, select the video. And then if we need to, hyperlink text, we can go ahead and do that, right? And add that information, any additional stuff that we want here. Now, you can add additional videos. I know in some cases, and I certainly do this a fair amount when I'm creating courses and programs, I might want to have more than one video in a lesson. And so I can do that right here by clicking add video. And maybe I want to go grab an additional one. And it will populate right here, right? And so you can basically say, and you can actually choose to not put a video here if you want to have a lot of videos, or several. You can actually really create this almost like a page where here we'll have a heading. And so this would be step 1. And then you've got your copy for this video. And then we can go back and again, modify our paragraph settings. And this one will be step 2. And then we can add an additional video. So that is how you add multiple videos to a lesson. Right? Your downloads go here. And again, you can choose and look, you just click here. And you can add them straight from your device. Or if you choose, you can actually add them to the lesson copy. And how you would do that is to go over here to more rich and then insert or manage files. And so go find the one that you want to use. And then we can say, we'll make it a button, and then we'll say download as the text and make it look pretty, right? So that is another option for adding any of your files that you want to use to your individual lessons. Now you're going to want to do that, of course, for each of these as you want. And then you can get into the course experience, right? And so that's deciding how folks get the content, whether or not you need to approve, whether or not homework is required. And then finally, you brand it. Give yourself a cover photo, a main photo. You've got a class summary, and this is going to be over on the side of the class. And then this is going to be up at the top of the published class page. You can even modify the button, what it looks like inside the vault. So let me actually go and view the class in the vault. This is what it would look like. Obviously, right now it has no branding, but you can actually see that here is the vault that it's in, and the course modules are here. And where I mentioned that they can show up as images instead, this can be an image, right? Instead of just being text. And that is also the case right here on these lessons. Each of these could actually be an image instead of text if you choose, right? So this is going to be the about, and then you have a section up here where you can add additional copy. And that's going to be, again, down here under branding, right? Okay, so that is the online class setup. Then you want to get your vault branded, and then of course apply any of your payment options to it. So let's go over to our vaults, and this one, again, we haven't branded it yet. It's this one called name of course or program. Here you can really design the experience for what you want. Make this an image if you wish. Add additional content. So maybe I want to copy a page. This one is going to be the calls. Here we go, schedule Zoom calls and replays. I'm going to copy that existing page because I have a template. So I'm going to save that, give it a name. Maybe this is going to be a live program. So here we go, Zoom calls and replays. I'll save it. And then we can come back over here and save, and you can actually see, if we go back to our vault, we now have our Zoom calls and replays page here. And of course, you would need to modify anything that you have here in this template. Maybe we also want to add, and I'm going to copy again an existing page. Please use templates for this to make your life easier. This one is going to be start here. Vault content. So I'll copy that. And I'm going to rename it start here. And again, this is, it's got all the prompts and it's a fully made template for you. And we do have this available for you to download. So this is going to be start here. Perfect. So with that saved, I can go, well, it doesn't really matter what the link is because it's in a vault. Here we go. All right, so I'll save that. Maybe I have several of these. Okay, here we go. Beautiful. So now I can go ahead and save my vault one more time. I can give it a refresh. And then maybe I want start here to be at the top because it's a start here, right? So that's there and it's good to go. So now we can actually come back here and see that we have our start here page. Now we have our course modules, we have our Zoom calls and replays. And finally, let's go ahead and add one more bit of content. Let's add a discussion room. Maybe you want to have a general discussion room. This is a really simple setup. If you have this already, of course, do exactly what you will have done there. So this would be, I'm just going to call it discussion. You name it, whatever you had on your existing platform that you're moving over from. And of course, that then shows up here inside your list of content. What you want to do at this point is make your final modifications here. So you want to maybe change the entry button level, what it looks like inside of the vault, set up your branding, same as you did for the online class, your cover photo, your main photo, the about, and save this. And at this point, with the vault complete, you can then import your contacts from your existing platform who are already paying customers for this content and add them to this vault, right? So we do have full tutorials as well as help articles on importing contacts. But you basically want to import those contacts with a tag, and then you're going to go and you're going to filter your contacts for those people. So I'm going to maybe go here to filters. Maybe you uploaded them with the name of your course or program. I'm going to look for clients. I'm going to filter for the people who purchased my course. There they are. And then under actions, I'm going to add them to my vault, right? And so my vault is this one, and I'm going to apply that. And now they have access. They will have been sent an email that teaches them to go and, and create their member area login for this new experience. You can obviously modify that and attach a different campaign to the vault. That's going to be right over here. I go back to there we go. This is the vault that we created. And you can, in the entry settings, choose the campaign, right? So that there is a welcome to vault default message, but in your campaigns, you can make a copy of this and modify that message and attach it here or create something else entirely. So you do have that option. The final thing, before you start selling this out in the world, obviously, first things first, we want to bring in our people who you're already serving, who have already paid. So do that first, but then you're going to want to go into payment setup. Require a payment. You're of course going to want to make sure you have a payment processor attached. And of course, any of the information that you want to share, if this is going to be a vault checkout page, etc., you would want to fill out that information here. Now, this particular account does not have a payment processor set up. Let me actually log out of here and give you an example of a vault that does have payment processing set up and show you what some of those look like, as well as show you the published vault. So I'm actually going to show you something, and this is it's timely because it's something that if you haven't seen it, I would really like for you to see it, because there is a really exciting opportunity for you right now to get access to the Impact Amplifier Academy. We have reopened the doors to the Impact Amplifier Academy, and you can get in. And we have live coaching that will begin in the second week of January 2024. And the pricing is phenomenal. So I'll get to that here in just a moment, but I wanted to show you, this is what a vault that is fully set up looks like. All right. So this vault actually has images. So I can actually go in here and view the vault and show you. This is what it looks like when someone logs in from the member area. So I can actually show you, here's the client portal. Okay. So this is the member area, and these are all courses or programs that folks have access to if they have indeed purchased or otherwise been granted access. Now let me make my screen a little wider so it looks like it probably would on your computer. I am trying to make use of very limited space on this desktop. So, all right, so when we enter the Academy, you can see that we have content, and I've actually chosen to use images in lieu of links. And so these are all different pieces of content. So this is our online course. This is the biggest thing that we have, right? So there is a start here video. And again, I'm using images for the lessons. So here we go. There's the video. I'm not enabling discussion here because we're going to be doing live calls, and this is otherwise going to function as a series of online courses like this one. Get faster results with AI and AttractWell is one of the courses that are included here. And so here you can actually see that we have several videos here on this page. And just like I showed you before, we have our sort of headline font, and then we have our videos and our copy all throughout here. So that is the online class. It's got all of that content inside of it, which is pretty exciting. We also have our coaching calls and replays because I am going to be offering a 6-week series of calls. Just a quick note, you guys, $897, and you get access to 6 weeks of live coaching in a small group session. You get access to all of the content that's inside of this vault, and you get $500 in credits to use with our concierge service, as well as 3 months of your AttractWell included. So you're definitely going to want to check this out. So this is the page that I created here for live calls and recordings. And obviously we don't have any yet, but they'll be able to come back and check that out. So let's go look at the sort of setup of this. I'll show you the payment setup here because it's the reason why I came here. We've required a payment or a subscription to access the vault. Anyone who has the link can purchase this vault. And I've got my payment processor. That's the product name. And then, of course, you can see that we had a Black Friday special. It is not currently active. And anyway, you're going to want to set up your payment options here. So we do have our different payment options. This one even has an automation attached to it that's going to apply our scheduled call campaign to remind people and send the link, etc. And this is where we set up our checkout page, where you can watch a video that I've embedded here and learn more about all of what's included. So that's an example of what that looks like, fully complete. Let me come back over here to my dashboard, and I want to show you 2 things before I get to your questions and bring out the person who signed up for a live review today. So this, if you want to learn more about the Impact Amplifier Academy, look for this in your dashboard right now and click here to learn more and get started. This is only going to run for the next week. Doors close on this offer forever next Thursday night because our kickoff call is next Friday. So definitely check this out. All the amazing things are included there. So anyway, so in our dashboard, I want you to check out the Success Academy and then online resources and courses. This guy right here, how to build your online course. This is not just for courses. This is for group programs. It's for memberships. It's for challenges. Anything that you want that lives inside of a vault, like what we created today, I give you the full blueprint. And this is free, 100% free. If you, of course, have AttractWell, it's going to be useful to you if you have AttractWell. So if you're looking to create a new or improved experience on what you already had on another platform, you're going to want to check this out. These are all tiny bite-sized videos with easy steps to follow for you to get an entirely new thing built or to maximize and make even better and more profitable the one that you already have. We talk about everything from conceptualizing all the way through to selling and delivering with all the tools that you need. So make sure that you check this out. It does, again, have all of the tools that you want to have access to, again, in those sort of bite-sized steps that are going to help you to get this done in a really manageable way. So by the way, it's just me here today and there's a lot in the chat. So if there's a question that I don't get to, I'm going to scroll up just a little bit. If there's a question that I don't get to, please make sure you put it in the Q&A so I don't miss it, because that's it's not competing with comments. Okay. So those courses are only available through the Academy. Yeah. So the Impact Amplifier Academy, if you go through that link in your dashboard, you're going to see everything that's included there. None of those things are available anywhere else. They were created exactly for the Impact Amplifier Academy. A lot of what's there is a reflection of what folks have historically paid upwards of $10,000 for access to and working with me. It has a lot of that proprietary strategic stuff there that normally only comes with working with me one-on-one. And that is in course format broken down into a way for you to use it, whether you are already at an operating level in your business where you maybe have hit a plateau and you're looking to get out of a time for money exchange and really start scaling the way that you are working, or if you're brand new and you're wanting to really define who you are and how you'll put yourself out there for the long term to grow the business you want, it's all there and laid out. And right now, when you get started, you're actually going to get that additional 6 weeks of live coaching that will be kicking off in the new year. So definitely check it out. Awesome. Oh, and Cheryl, you haven't gotten started with us yet, and that's fine. But if you get started for $1, you can not only easily go find that, you can get started with anything that we're talking about here today. Okay, Robert asks, the only way to dialogue with a client one-on-one is through the text chat function, which goes to their cell phone. So you can obviously dialogue via email as well, and inside of these member areas. So it depends on what the experience is that you want. So you do have the ability with two-way texting, yes, to be able to dialogue, you text, they respond, it's all in the same thread with one client at a time, right? Inside of your dashboard, managing your contacts. That is one option. But there's another, and we have a training on this as well that I highly recommend that you check out, about creating private client dashboards. So if dialoguing with your client in a space where you guys can both go back and look at sort of the historical communication, having a private client dashboard, and that's essentially a vault, like what I've just shown you how to create today, but just for one client at a time. And we do have unlimited vaults as an optional add-on in AttractWell to where you can have a vault for every single client. So it is basically a copy that you make for each client, and then it's their own private experience where they have a discussion room with you, or they're asking you questions underneath videos, or submitting their homework to you, etc. So you do have that as an option for direct dialogue as well. Allow discussion allows for comments to be added in the lesson, and everyone who takes the course can see the comments. That's correct. When you allow discussion, whether that's on lessons or inside of a discussion room, everybody is going to see it. If you want it to be a private dialogue, then I definitely recommend taking the route of creating private client dashboards if that's the experience that you are wanting to create. Is it possible to add a quiz? Yes. You would be basically going to a third-party platform that provides quizzes, like Interact, for example. You can create your quiz there, and you can embed it onto a lesson page inside of your vault in AttractWell. And there as well, if you are wanting to quiz them and they can only move to the next lesson if they pass the quiz, then you can actually use Zapier to apply an automation that unlocks the next lesson. So there is integration in that way with quizzing, if that's something that's important to how you have yours set up. Shopify integration, not direct, but again, through Zapier. So if you have an existing business that's set up with Shopify and you're either not ready to depart from Shopify yet, or you're wanting to migrate from Shopify, there are Zapier functions that can connect AttractWell and Shopify in different ways. Absolutely. Okay. Thank you so much for your patience. I'm going to be bringing you out here in just a second. Suzanne, you said I have Get Oiling. Can I still get the Impact Amplifier Academy? Yes, absolutely. We have we actually have a special way we would need to add you. So I would just reach out, just send a quick message to the to support@getoiling.com and just let them know that you want to get access to the AttractWell Impact Amplifier Academy. 100%, that is something that you would be able to access for sure. Okay, now Dale, I have you down for today. Are you here? Can you raise your hand for me? I have a very cluttered desktop right now, trying to make sure I can grab everything. So Dale, if you are here, and I don't see you, so maybe, you know what, I think you signed up for another week. So I don't, maybe you were planning on not being here today, but I do see, Janice, you've raised your hand, so I can bring you out to chat. Hi. How can I help?
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can.
Okay. If I don't know how this works. Do you go into my account?
I certainly can. Mhm.
Okay, that I wanted you to excuse me. And I'm a little bit nervous. First of all, everything you did today is everything that I needed. Even though I'm going to
Awesome.
have to look at video to to take it step by step, but
Sure.
everything that you showed is where I'm leading to next. So I have my enrollment page and my first, I don't know the names of these pages. It's like
Okay.
the first page, I think it's like a funnel, maybe is what it would be called. But
Okay.
um, if you can pull up I don't know how this works. Am I supposed to be doing something now?
No, no, no. If you could
Oh,
tell me
okay.
the name of it, I can pull it up. So I'm logged into your account, but I just need to know what I'm looking for. So is there a name for it?
Okay, the very first one oh, I guess I have to pull up mine as well. The very first one at the top to the left is the
Okay, hold on.
page that,
Okay. And by the way, you guys, I did just paste if you aren't an AttractWell member and so you can't see that link inside of your dashboard, there is a link there for you to go and check it out. And that for you, Suzanne, as well, maybe take a look at that. And I think you ought to be able to just purchase that outright. But for the 3 months of AttractWell, you'll want to communicate with that with our team. Sorry, I want to make sure I got that out of the way because I don't have Greg here to help today. All right, so this is a page. We're looking for a page in your account.
okay,
This is gonna,
it's book a call. It's at the very first page at the top.
okay,
Okay,
okay.
so
And so it's called book a call. This one?
yes.
Okay.
So if you can, I really just wanted a critique of it, but I think that's the one that I had a problem with not being able to get a bullet removed.
Okay.
If you
Yeah, we
scroll
can work
down.
on that.
Okay.
Powerful copy. Okay, so we need to figure out what's going on here. All right.
Now, right there where you see
Uh-huh.
the quote, I'm planning to
Yeah.
put a video. I just haven't done it yet. So
Oh,
I just added in
fantastic.
the quote.
Okay. Okay. Okay, fantastic. All right. So you said there was a bullet maybe that you
Then
were.
it's on the other one. It's on the enrollment page then.
Oh, I see. Okay. Here, let's take a look real quick. This, I
Yeah, I couldn't get
see.
right. I could
Oh,
not get rid of all those columns.
okay. So
So
yeah, let's
I
go check out the column editor here. And oh, interesting. Yeah, sometimes when we play around with code, and this happens to me too, it just things just they just get a little crazy sometimes, and that's okay. That's why we have these section templates that we can go in and just make modifications. So what I'll do here is we'll actually just edit the content, and I'm going to go ahead and hide this for now so it's not showing up on your site. But essentially what I would do is just in here, just go and replace, right? So replace, put what you have here into here. So let's swap out the image, right? Swap out the image and then add the copy there. Do these have links or anything?
no. I used the
Okay,
template that you all had. I forgot the name of the template,
got
but
you.
I d- I really like what you do with a Canva. I just don't know how to use Canva. It's and then when I did try to use it, I couldn't get it to the size that I needed, so I just did my little stuff that you
Got you. Yeah, so what I would do, and these are all they look like the images are all roughly the same size, which is fine. So what I'll do is let me see if this will let me just kind of grab the whole section, or if I'm just going to do one at a time. Okay, so grab one column at a time like this, and I'm just going to go ahead and delete what's here on top because we don't need anything on top, right? And then you're just going to swap your image out with the one that you've already made there. And it looks like yeah, you're just going to scroll down to the one that you created, and I'm not seeing it just yet. But you'll
think
repeat this for each of, here we go, that's it, I think,
yeah, that's fine.
right? We'll
Yeah.
center it. So here we go, center. And then here, let's remove the link. And what do we have down here? Omi Day Coaching. So this is where we would say this. And of course, you can go back and modify that. But yeah, for each of these columns, I would repeat that same process. I'll at least get the, the delete the top and remove the link down here for each of these for you, just to keep it simple. But that'll it'll give them all the same space so that they are well aligned on the published page. Let's give
Thank
that.
you so much.
Of course. All right, nope, that one's not done. You see how that's being silly. Let's
Yeah,
tell me
it's been quite
move.
a learning curve, this tool.
Yeah. Well, for those of us who are not native designers, which I am not, this is it can stay a learning curve, honestly. Even sometimes, like you're seeing me experience right now, there's something that I did that wasn't optimal. And so I'm just gonna go over here and I'm going to remove this break and see, you know what, sometimes, yeah, that's just what you gotta you just gotta play around with it until it does what you want it to do. But essentially you're gonna want to go back, back this up to where the only thing that's here is your image. And here, let's just go find what was the one down here with the tree. Yeah, you just go down, you find it, and you swap it. So if you ever get to a point where you've played around with something in your learning curve and it's a point of no return, it's just too frustrating, then all you really have to do is is go back, and you can see actually today, if you could believe it, I am having an incredible time with technology. Like I have, you see how it's just been.
I don't know how astrology you are, but Mercury's in retrograde.
Oh,
And
I
yeah,
believe that.
and it affects, it's been there since mid-December and runs until January the 1st.
Well,
So,
it is in full blown for me today. So you saw, like, that was my browser doing that. I've had issues with Zoom. I've had issues with audio,
yeah.
with broadcasting to Facebook. Today has been wild where that's
In
concerned.
fact, I
But
have my cell phone with me because my computer will just black out at any given moment. I think it's because I have to upgrade it.
wow,
So in case
I
that
think that
happens,
something about I don't experience this in New York very much, but there's something about being in Atlanta today that's doing it. Okay, so what is the enrollment page that we're looking at? Is it this one?
yeah,
Okay.
that's the one that has a bullet that I cannot get rid of.
Okay. Okay. Let's find it. This one.
Yeah, you spotted it.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Let's see. Can I go backspace here? Oh, I see what we've got here. See how this was actually, you see this? We actually have several bulleted lists going on here. So here we go. I'm just backspacing, just want to
Oh,
combine them all into one, right?
okay.
And look, if we were to go and look at the code, which I am frankly not really qualified to do, you would see that there are probably multiples of these, and that's why that was showing up that way.
Okay. Thank
But
you.
now that's there. So there you go. Yeah, sometimes just it's delete, it's backspace. And if it messes something up before you leave that screen, Command or Control Z is undo. So if you want to undo whatever you just did, but if all else fails, know that the format that you're looking for, we have a page section that you could pop right in. So if it needs to be just a centered one column section, just add a new one and just do you know how to do paste plain text?
Say that again. Paste.
Paste plain text.
No.
Okay, so I'll just give you an example. So maybe this got modified to the point where you just can't. It's not doing what you want it to do. I'm going to take all this text that's here and I'm going to copy it. So that's Command C. You could also right click and select copy. And then if I want to create a new section that does something similar to this, I'm going to want to, this is centered and it's a one column with a header, right? So I'm going to go find it. Where's my one column with header? There he is. And so I would, basically for each of these, I would modify what you have here, but I'll use that bulleted one here. And I'm going to take all of this. And so we have a tool for this. It is under text, paste plain text. It's this little clipboard,
Wow.
right?
I could have used that many times.
This is going to be critical. If you're pasting content from somewhere else on your website, or really from anywhere, including from a word processor, please do this, because even word processors nowadays will copy code into here and it can go absolutely nuts. So we'll go to paste plain text. And this does mean that it's going to show up as whatever the default body text settings are in this case. And you will have to, let me hit the clipboard, and you will have to go in and apply, you know,
Like
your bullet
bullets.
settings
Okay.
here, right? And so you will have to make a couple modifications, right? And of course, if you want to, you know, bold something, you do have to go back through and do that, but it does give you a clean starting point. If you again get to that point with, again, the learning curve, it happens.
Now, the
Where
only other thing that really um tested me with the editing was the the template would have a font, I think it was called Whitney, that I really liked.
hmm,
But when I copied my information in, Whitney does not exist in the list of fonts.
got you. Yeah. So I
So,
think that would have been, so if it was Whitney, that is our default. So our brand font for AttractWell is Whitney, and that is a font that we've licensed, like we've paid to use. And
oh,
so
okay.
it may be that the fonts were selected inside of that particular template that we created. But if you don't have, so if it's a custom font, which Whitney is, if it's custom font, you don't have it downloaded into your system, that it will display a different font. So if you like Whitney and you'd like to use it, you can look it up and you know, and license it to use on your site. And then you can actually go over to let me leave this page for you. You can actually go over here to your colors and fonts. And of course, you can set all of your defaults here. And you should. So if you want your brand font to be Whitney, for instance, then you would want to set that up. But if you want a specific font, so if you wanted to add fonts, you can actually click here. And this is where there's a walkthrough in a help article. But if you want to come right down here to your custom fonts, there is, again, we do have a help article on this, but it's essentially going to mean pasting in a code that you get here and the name of the custom font, and then you'll be able to have that in your system. And so if you want to go right here and you go to, you just type in the word font. Again, if my computer would like to cooperate today, that would be great. Here we go, custom fonts. And then, yeah, there's a whole article here that walks you through the process. So there are the Google fonts, which you could pick any of these. They're free to use, they're open license. And there's a lot of really nice ones. You don't even have to pay for a font, but if you want a custom font, then there are, here we go, purchased or downloaded font. We do have steps here in this article that show you
Okay.
how you can add that. And you could add Whitney there and have it look as you saw it in the template as well.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Glad you could come out today and look forward to seeing more of your work.
You will.
Excellent. And feel free to come back here anytime with your questions. If anybody else has questions here before we go, let me know. Let me see. Roy says, first time here. Oh, I'm so glad you appreciate this. And we are very excited to have you here with us. Awesome. You did hear Atlanta. Yes, a lot of my family is from here, and I've been here for a few days helping out my grandma on the south side. Excited to be back, but definitely also excited to be home. You know, the older you get, the harder it is to like not sleep in your own bed. I'm feeling it right now. The hotel's okay, but it'll be good to be home. Oh, there's a lot of Atlanta folks. Ah, that's amazing. Yeah, all of my dad's side of the family's from here, and many, many generations. A lot of interesting stories. Love it here. Second home. Fantastic. Wait, Robert, where were you in Alabama? I just came from Alabama yesterday, where my parents live. Huntsville. Amazing. Awesome. Well, same. Nice to meet you guys. Nice to see you guys. I will see you next year, next week, on another edition of Office Hours. In the meantime, take advantage of that AttractWell Impact Amplifier Academy while it's available. That is small group coaching. I'm telling you the stuff that's in there and that we'll work on together. when I tell you the savings, $897 and $500 of that includes done for you services. Are you kidding me? 6 weeks of live coaching. Go check it out. Take advantage of this while it's still there. I will see you guys next week. Take care.